Hey everyone, this is Zach Barton from Media Revival. This tutorial is about how to integrate click tracks into your worship services. First of all, if you don't know what a click track is, it sounds something like this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so you hear this. It's basically an MP3 file, and panned to the left side is a metronome or a click track, and panned to either the right side is a synthesizer or a maybe an electric guitar or something like that. And the purpose of the click track is to enhance your worship service in the way of, it's like adding an extra instrument or even a player without actually having the person play. It creates a great dynamic. It can be an awesome tool to use in worship services. I do not recommend just getting froggy and trying, let's say, hey, this Sunday let's try to use a click track and use this. I recommend practice with them because you have to be on beat with it. You have to be exactly on time with it, otherwise it doesn't work. I mean, it's like anything in music. If your drummer's off or your guitar player's off, it's not going to sound very good. So practice with them. You can get them on like websites like praisecharts.com. They actually have click tracks available, and then they have the MP3 that goes right along with it. It matches it exactly. They have chord charts for it and different vocal arrangements, things like that for the different parts, tenor, bass, alto, soprano. They have all that stuff on there available for it. That's a great resource, is praisecharts.com. But now I want to show you, how do you actually achieve this? Okay, so you need a couple things. First of all, you need a device. This is an iPhone. I don't recommend necessarily an iPhone, but it can work. The reason is because you might get interference with it. I recommend using like an iPad or a iPad Nano or any other kind of third-party thing that can play an MP3 file or an MP4, whatever it is, because that's basically what a click track is. So first thing you need is one of these. Second thing you need is one of these bad boys right here. It is a 3.5 head jack that goes to a stereo RCA. If you notice, you see this on like the back of TVs. It has a red and a white. This is very important because you'll see that in just a second. And then obviously most churches have a mixing board. For our purposes today, here's our little mini mixing board that'll show you how to do that. And then you also need an adapter. The adapter is for is to get your RCA inputs to go into the soundboard. But we'll talk about it in just a second. So the first thing you do, you take your device, whatever you have, and you have your MP3 track downloaded on it. You plug it in. Really simple. The next step is to follow down. Is you have your RCA, and then what you have to do is you have to go to an adapter. They have a lot shorter adapters, but this will work for our purposes. Basically what this is a adapter that takes your RCA into another RCA, which here's our other cord that I left out. If you look on this side, these are your two RCA jacks. But here's the thing, on the other end of it, it's an adapter that makes it go from your RCA input to a 1/4 inch input that allows you to go into the soundboards. Okay, so let's backtrack. So you have your device, you hook your 3.5 head jack into that, then you follow that, and you will take your 3.5, or excuse me, your RCA into a RCA adapter. Now this goes because you have to get this in to look like this end. So you connect this one to this one. You have another adapter because the reason is, here's the main thing, here's the key thing, you have to split your feed because like I told you earlier, it's pan, so it's important to know that. So then now you have your two RCA, you have your left and your right. It's very important to know that. From your left and your right, you will plug up each one that way. The reason this is so that you now have, from this one channel right here, you now have two different inputs. And the reason is because it goes into the soundboard. And it goes directly into a soundboard. So we have, here's, if you look real close, you have two different channels. You have this channel and this channel. So what you want to do is you have, if you can see that right there, it says it's a line in. So what you do is you plug it into, these are balanced or unbalanced. So now your audio is going into one different channel. So now it's splitting it. So all the way you have from your 3.5, you have split it, you have transferred it to from 3.5 audio to RCA, and then you have split the channels so that they can go in and be adjusted separately. The reason for this is because you don't want to hear the click track, that metronome, over the sound system. So you will have your sound guy turn down your volume so it's not coming to the speakers. And then what you do is you run your click track if you have in-ear monitors. Basically in-ear monitors, Avion has they're great, they're kind of expensive. That's probably the expensive thing about it. If you don't have in-ear monitors, I wouldn't always suggest using those. But anyways, that click is running straight into your in-ears so that everybody that has an in-ear can hear that and stay on beat with it. And then your other channel, you turn it up as if you would an acoustic or bass or drums or whatever it is. You turn that and it's like you have a new instrument. And that is how you achieve the click track. So I hope this is helpful to you. Kind of gives you a guideline of how this works. If you have any questions, just let me know. Anyways, you have a good day, and I'll holler at you later. Bye.